Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss about interference. Interference generally represent when one tooth cutting the surface of other tooth during the motion or during meshing, that generally represent interference. So let's start the discussion of interference of the gears. So here interference we generally consider when in meshing condition two teeth are in contact with each other during the motion and the profile of the tooths are involute. So that is called involute gear. And when one tip of the tooth is cutting the other tooth on the surface, or we can say when one tip of the tooth or tip of the pinion tooth is cutting the surface of the tooth of the wheel. So that term represents the interference. So interference of involute gear, it generally represent the motion of the involute gear or the tooth which is having involute profile. So when tip of one tooth undercut the root on its mating gear, it generally represent the interference of involute gear. So here is the diagram, so you will better understand the concept of interference with the help of this particular diagram. Here we are considering two gears, one is called pinion and other is called wheel. So here the pinion is generally driving the wheel. Here let us consider this pinion is driving the wheel. So here if the pinion is rotating in clockwise direction, in that case when this wheel is in contact with the pinion or all the tooths are in contact, when tooths here teeth of the wheel and the teeth of the pinion are in contact, in that case this wheel will move in opposite direction or in anti-clockwise direction. So here one gear I am considering pinion and other gear is the wheel. And these are the terms which is related to pinion and wheel contact. And here we are considering center O1 and O2. So O1 is the center of the pinion and O2 is the center of the wheel. Here we have one base circle for the pinion gear and one base circle for the wheel. Here we will consider one pitch circle, and this is the pitch circle of wheel, and both the gears are in contact at pitch point. With the help of pitch circle we can define the point of contact between these two gears or between these two wheels. So P is representing the pitch point. Now there is one more circle we consider, that is called the addendum circle. So this is representing the addendum circle of the pinion and this circle is representing the addendum circle of the wheel. Now here, if we define the length of path of contact, so generally length of path of contact is depends on the point of contact of two tooth and one normal which is passing through the contact point. So pitch point is generally representing the point of contact of two pitch circle, which is defining the actual motion of these two wheels or these two gears. Now here this profile is representing the profile of the tooth of two gears. This particular tooth is representing the tooth of the pinion and this particular tooth is representing the tooth of the wheel. So there is a contact point we will consider over this profile of the pinion. We can consider contact point at the profile of the pinion or we can consider the contact point at the profile of the wheel. So here this particular point, if we are considering contact point, so here we will draw one line which is perpendicular to that particular point on the curve or on the profile of the tooth, and this MN is representing the normal over this point, and this MN we generally consider tangent over the base circle of two gears. So this M is representing the point of tangency for the base circle of the pinion and N is representing the point of tangency for the base circle of the wheel. So here we have 2 point M and N, and this tangent MN is perpendicular or normal to the curve which is passing through the contact point, or over the contact point this MN is perpendicular. Now we are considering two addendum circles. So here you can see actual addendum circle for both the gears. So we can define length of path of contact for the intersection point between the addendum circle as well as the tangent over the base circle. So MN is the tangent over the base circle, and this tangent is intersecting with the addendum circle of the pinion and the wheel at 2 points K and L. So this KL distance is generally representing the length of path of contact. And on the basis of this KL, here this tangent is also passing through the pitch point. So the distance KP we will consider the length of path of approach, and PL we will consider as the length of path of recess. So this is about the length of path of contact, and on the basis of K and L we can define the length of arc of contact. So over this pitch circle we can define the length of arc of contact on the basis of these 2 points, or on the basis of this particular point K and L. So this thing I have already discussed in previous lesson. Now here I am going to discuss the interference. So how we can define the interference for the involute gear profile. So here we have actual addendum circle which is intersecting the tangent MN, and the tangent we are considering over the base circle. So by this way we can define the length of path of contact. So here the radius of the addendum circle or the actual addendum circle we can define from the center point O1 and O2. So from O2 O1L we will define the radius of the addendum circle or actual addendum circle of the pinion, and from O2K we will define the radius of the actual addendum circle for the wheel. So this particular term is for the actual addendum circle or for actual condition. Now let us take this pinion and the actual addendum circle of the pinion. Here when length of path of contact is KL. Now here if we are increasing the radius of this addendum circle of the pinion up to point N. So KL is generally representing the length of path of contact. So this particular point K and L is representing the point of contact between the tooth of the wheel and the pinion. Now if we are increasing this radius O1L up to O1N, in that case you can see this tooth of the pinion or the outer end of the tooth of the pinion will touch the base circle of the wheel. Now at base circle we will consider the actual profile of the tooth. So it is just touching, or the outer surface or outer end of the pinion is just touching this base circle of the wheel. Now if we are further increasing this radius, in that case it will cross the length and it will cross the limit after base circle. So this base circle is generally representing the extreme end of the wheel. After that, when we are increasing this radius O1N up to N dash, in that case the outer end of the tooth of the pinion will cut the profile of the tooth of the wheel. So it will cross the base circle of the wheel. So this particular condition, when tip of the tooth of the pinion undercut the root of the mating gear, that is the tooth of the wheel. So this particular condition is called the interference, and this condition we are taking in terms of pinion when pinion is in contact or pinion is in moving condition and the tooth of the pinion is in contact with the tooth of the wheel. So this is first condition. Now next condition is related to wheel tooth. So here we have actual addendum circle of the wheel here. Now, radius of the actual addendum circle of the wheel we will define by O2K. In actual condition, when actual addendum circle is intersecting with this tangent MN. Now here if we are increasing this radius O2K to O2M, in that case what will happen here? This point M is representing the point of tangency of the base circle of the pinion. So similar to previous case, here this M point we will consider on the base circle of the pinion. So in that case what will happen? Here the outer end of the tooth of the wheel or tip of the tooth of the wheel will touch the base circle of the pinion, and this is the extreme point. So it is touching the involute profile of the tooth of the pinion, the outer end of the tooth of the wheel. Now if we are further increasing this radius O2M, for example up to M dash if we are increasing, so this point M is on the base circle. Now if we are increasing the radius, so this point will cross the base circle limit. In that case, here if we are considering the involute profile of the tooth, so the tooth of the wheel or tip of the tooth of the wheel will cut the involute profile of the tooth of the pinion. So this is similar case. Here tip of the tooth of the wheel is cutting the root on its mating ear, that is the pinion. So here in both the cases, when we are increasing the radius of the actual addendum circle of the pinion, so the tooth of the pinion will undercut the surface of the tooth of the wheel, and if we are increasing the radius of the here addendum circle of the wheel, in that case the tooth of the wheel or the tip of the tooth of the wheel will undercut the involute surface of the tooth of the pinion. So this particular condition is representing the interference of involute gear. So here this is the description of interference when tip of the tooth of the pinion is cutting the involute profile of the wheel tooth, or vice versa when tip of the tooth of the wheel cutting the involute profile of the pinion tooth. So in that case, this point M and N are representing the interference point. And if we want to avoid this interference, so the radius of the addendum circles should not goes beyond this point N and M, because after N, when this point N, when we are considering radius O1N, so it is touching the base circle of the wheel, and after that when we are increasing the radius, in that case it is cutting the involute profile of the tooth of the wheel. So undercut is possible when we are increasing this O1N up to further limit or up to another point. So if we want to avoid this condition of interference, so this radius O1N should be the maximum radius of the addendum circle of the pinion. Similarly for the wheel, this point M, that is the interference point, so it is on the base circle of the pinion. In that case, the radius of the addendum circle of the wheel should not cross the limit O2M. It should not goes beyond the point M. If it is going beyond the point M, so it will undercut the tooth of the pinion. So interference will happen. So if we want to avoid, so this distance Mn should not be increased, or this radius O1N and O2N, that is representing the radius of the addendum circle of the pinion and wheel, that should not be greater than O1N and O2M. So this is the condition which we are considering to avoid interference. So to avoid the interference, the addendum circle of the pinion and the wheel, it should intersect with the tangent on the base circle that is represented by Mn, and that intersection we have to consider at the point of tangency only. It means here length of path of contact should be up to Mn. It should not be goes beyond the Mn. So in that case, length of path of contact we can divide into two parts, Mp and Pn. So Mp is representing the length of path of approach and Pn is representing the length of path of recess. So this should be limiting length of path of contact or maximum length of path of contact, and it is represented by Mn only. Mn are the interference point and it should not goes beyond the limit of M and N over the tangent over the base circle and where addendum circle of both the gears are intersecting, and it is divided into two parts, Mp and Pn. So Mp is called So here we have to define the value of Mp and Pn. So we can define the exact Mn, and if we have this Mn value, so it generally resisting the interference in the involute gears. So here if we are going to define Mp and Pn, so here we have to consider two triangles. Here we have two triangles on the basis of this Mn, that is length of path of contact. So O1 Mp and O2 Np. So here first triangle is O1 Mp. Now here if we want to define this Mp, so here we have this radius O1M that is representing the radius of the base circle, and O1P is representing the radius of the pitch circle of the pinion, and radius of the pitch circle of the pinion is represented by small r. And here the radius of the pitch circle of the wheel, that is represented by O2P. So it is generally denoted by capital R. So here we are considering the first triangle O1MP. So we have to define this MP value. So O1P we have, that is small r, and pressure angle we have phi. That is called angle of obliquity also. So on that basis we can define this value of MP. So MP is representing, with the help of triangle, it is r sine phi, and this is the limiting length of the path of approach, or we can say maximum. So maximum length of path of approach is r sine phi. So similarly we can define the length of path of recess. So from triangle O2PN, we will define the length of path of recess. It is represented by Pn. So here we have O2P, that is representing the R, capital R, and the pressure angle phi. So this Pn will be capital R sine phi. Here from this Pn will be O2P sine phi, so it will be R sine phi. So we have length of path of recess and it will be maximum length of path of recess. Now we have both the values, so we can define the maximum length of path of contact. So maximum length of path of contact is generally representing the term r plus r sine phi. With the help of this term, we can define the maximum length of path of contact, and this length should not goes beyond the mn. If this is going beyond the mn and if the length of path of contact is increasing, in that case interference will happen. So the interference point should be m and n, and the maximum length of the path of contact should be mn. So here we have maximum length of path of contact. Now, if we want to define the maximum length of arc of contact, so this term is representing the maximum length of arc of contact. It is equals to maximum length of path of contact divided by cos phi. So here r plus r sine phi by cos phi, it is representing the maximum length of arc of contact, or we can write down it in easy manner. So it will be r plus r tan phi. So this is representing the maximum length of arc of contact. And if we apply different conditions, so we can change this particular value of mn in terms of other different terms. So this is all about the interference of the involute gears. Thank you so much.